I done this video for a reason. Um, Boy, Esau can tell a damn lie in a minute, right? I'm thinking about the time. I'm still thinking about the quote unquote time when how the people, the so-called, I mean Esau, they watch people in these grocery stores and stuff. You see what I'm saying? To see if you're going to take something. And then when you have a problem with them, then they bust out with that old craft their ass counsel, like sneaky, cunning, just manipulating your justice, be, manipulate your words and being when you're fair. They'll say things like they tricky words. And I know how to expose Esau. I'm just doing my job. I'm just doing my job. So that's their power and that's their indication. And all of that stuff, it's slavery. It's like when they say I'm just doing my job, what he really mean, I'm just doing my job, continuing what my ancestors did. I'm doing my job as a slave owner. That's exactly what they're doing. When they tell you things like that, it's crafty. I mean, it's that's what I call it. I call it manipulating. I call it manipulating when you do when Esau do something unjust, then what they do is that they try to manipulate it and mean it in a way to humiliate you and exposing them being actually unjust when they people control everything. They hit you with a question. I'm just doing my job. I say no. I tell them like this here. Yeah, you doing your job, but Satan has a job and God has a job. So yeah, you right in that sense. You doing your job as the devil, yes. But at the same time, yeah, harassing people. That's another word I use. I say, yeah, you doing your job, but you ain't got to harass people. You ain't got to harass my people. You don't have to harass a so-called Hispanic, or Black, or Native American person. And that's their reason for saying why they doing what they're doing. You justifying your wickedness. That's their way of justifying their wickedness because they know they're wicked. To say, "Oh well, I'm sorry, sir, man, I'm just doing my job." Harassing people, doing your job, and harassing people and being a dirty devil is another thing. No, you just being a plain out dirty devil. You know, and Esau knows how to play them tricks. They know how to run game. But when you in the truth and the Most High reveal knowledge to you, they can't get over on you because you know how to put a rebuttal to their ass. And then, hold on, wait a minute. That truck had music in it. That's why I muted the mic. But that's the main thing that people doing when they work. Even our people, if they working for the enemy, they're gonna sit right there and they're gonna justify their wickedness. The Bible says, under a scripture, he that justifies the wicked, and I think that's Proverb. He that justifies the wicked shall not go unpunished. That's what he said. And then he said, those join hand in hand, the wicked should not be unpunished. So Esau is not going to go unpunished for what they have done. He said, he that justifies the wicked and condemn the just, you're going to get that reward for doing that. You justifying the wicked and condemning the just. And didn't it say in Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 17, it says, don't bear any grudge against the children of thy people. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor. And it goes on and said, thou shalt. He said, he that stands against the blood of thy neighbor. That's how it's read. If you stand against the blood, I'm gonna do it what I can to put the scriptures in the description box. But the Most High says, if you justify the wicked in an unjust matter, you're gonna be punished for that. It sounds like Proverbs. Yeah. So that's what even the so-called Esau, they justify themselves. You see what I'm saying? They justify themselves when you tell them that they're unjust. If they try to pull you over for a goddamn ticket on the streets and stuff like that in a car and all that kind of stuff, they stop you. They do what they want to you. How in the fuck is that free? It's not free. You tell me what kind of free that is. You know what I'm saying? How in the hell is that free? Because in Psalms chapter 58 and verse 3, he said, the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. So when they pull you over for something and they go into all this different, when they go back and tell you, they ask you for your driver's license or whatever, or your ID or whatever, and they go back and run a background check on you and all that, and they tell you to sit tight, don't put your hands in your pocket and all that type of shit. They giving crafty counsel amongst each other. They already making crafty counsel against you. You see what I'm saying? But they want to say you in the free. How in the hell you got to be you free and you got to get a goddamn passport when you leave this motherfucker? You tell me what kind of freedom is that? Esau, they live in this world to where they can rape, rob, and murder and do all kinds of crimes and stuff. And they already know nothing happens to them because this is their kingdom. This is their kingdom. And of course they can do whatever the hell they want to do. They can do what they want to do. This is another question that I want to ask. When people come into this live, right? They watch the video just for a few seconds and then they'll jump off. When they do that, is they indicating that what you're saying is not interesting, or they just don't feel like looking at it? They know it's good, true information. They know that what you're saying is right, but they still just leave. They knowing it's right, like, oh, I can. Either they, oh, he said this already. Hold on. Okay, they had music in their truck. That's why I did it again. Because YouTube got damn, they got their policies and stuff. Da da da. If you put copyright music that you don't own, then they'll like ban your video and give you copyrights and all that. So, but anyway, I wonder what is it that people hop on, because I do that with certain videos. But me speaking the truth, do they be like, I'm thinking, oh Lord, there you go, talking about the same thing. It's not so entertaining. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying, the average person would not find that they'll find it unattractive. Hold on. They'll find it unattractive, and it just not. It don't feel. It's not a feel good language to talk about the deep roots of stuff like this. Here, you know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, you see what I'm saying? So when people jump on and they hear what I'm saying, They hear up and jump off. Are they running from something? Are they running because they're afraid that if they hear something, they might have to like change it, and they're not trying to change it right away, so they hear up and just hear up and click on and click off? Yeah, because sometimes I think like that. But Esau do nothing but con, manipulate, and lie. That's all they good for. That's all they good for. Conning, con games. Like, that's a good way. Well, you only stop me, and they feel like we using that, or they think that we using that as a weapon. Here's another weapon that Esau would use against you. I want to say this here, and I'm glad I thought of it. I want y'all to get this. They'll say things like, they be looking for you to say certain things so they can trap you into throwing a word trick out at you, or trying to manipulate further the injustice that they're doing to you. They'll say things like, you they know you probably gonna accidentally, not accidentally, they know you're gonna say, well, you stopping me because I'm black and I'm this and that and the third. And you know what they'll say? Ma'am or sir, did I say anything about color? I said nothing about color. This has nothing to do with color. This has to do with certain blah 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 blah. You was speeding, you was wobbling on the road, had nothing to do with color. We don't deal with color. They'll try to, they throw that word out there to try to trap you into, like, well, it does make sense. When in essence it's all underneath the surface, it's still it really is. Because when they say it ain't, it really is. Why do I know that? Because who control the world? If it's not about color, who control the world? They do. Esau do. They control everything. Who control, if you drive in your car and they say it's not about race? Yes, it is. It is about race. Because what? What racism mean? It simply means one can control you. You are controlled. You got to, if you drive, like for example, if they see that person, if they see fit to say a so-called Esau, they see you speeding on the highway, right? And they pull the light, they turn the lights on, whoa, 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 the siren, and that's a signal, a signification, signifying, hey, pull over. Now, if they say it's not about race, what does race mean? Look it up in the definition. It means control. So if it's not about race, I can keep going. But are they willing to do that? Hell no. They gonna call for backup as you keep speeding. They're gonna say we are on right here on 190 Pecan Street, so and so Cherry Street or whatever, 4145 West Thomas on 70403, right here on off of so and so road or whatever. And before you know it, you're gonna have a whole army behind you, like you done went around the world and you done murdered millions and millions of people, and it over a fucking, because you won't stop and do what they say do. All because you won't stop and say, "Well, I have a right to check to be here." Oh, it's not about race. You damn devil, you know damn well it is. Talking about it's not about race and all that. Well, if it ain't about race, why did George Floyd? How did George Floyd end up getting killed? If it's not about quote unquote race, as y'all want to say. Esau, if it's not about race, then what about that? How can that not be about race? And brother Trayvon Martin is been dead. If he'd have been living today, he'd have been probably about in his 20s. He'd have been probably in his mid 20s. I'm gonna say, to be, you know what I mean, something like that. Uh, Alton Stuller, Tamir Rice, who went into a church and shot and killed 9 black people in cold blood in 2015. And then they took this individual and bought him a hamburger, no, a burger from Burger King. That's an indication what they really was saying and what they really meant is that good job. We don't like them neither. We don't like them neither. We glad you're underneath the cover, underneath the surface. That's what we glad you did it. We just playing it off. Let me ask you something. If it's not about race, all of the other people that was accused of crime that they didn't commit, as well as so-called Hispanics, blacks, and natives of America, all those people that were accused of those crimes, my brothers, I got some brothers. I'm talking about my spiritual brothers. I'm just saying. I know it probably don't sound right, but my brothers I grew up in the hood. I'm gonna say my brothers that I grew up in the hood with. Well, they got life in prison over so-called white people, so-called white women. Why is he still locked up? Racist, that what racism is. Racist is control, and you can control and determine whether that person can get 25 years to so and so life in your demonic prison. So you telling me that it's not about race? If that is not about race, then what is that? So it proves right there we can't be racist. How in the hell we can be racist? Racism just simply means control and power. Who has all the control and the power in this world? Esau do. If you speed, like I said, on the highway, if they tell you you can drive 100 miles per hour on the road, they can do that if they want to. Why? Because what they doing, they giving you to say so. Esau, they say another thing that would classify that racism amongst Esau. Another thing that can prove their racism. Everything when you living in a world to where Maccabees chapter 3 and verse 48, the Bible says we're still subject to payments, right? If it's not about race means you control that. You can determine whether that person can have the high price of that or not. All you got to do is say one word. No, don't hike the prices up like that. No, don't do that. Whatever Esau say, he this is his kingdom. He can do that. Esau can do that because they in their kingdom. You control it. When you possess something, you own it. When you own something, you can do what you pretty much do what you want with it. Not pretty much, you can, no shadow of a doubt. They in control of everything. The government controls everything. Take another example I give you. Them see these cars in, right? If you got 8 people in one car, or maybe let's say 10 people piled up in one car, right? One person is driving. Who do you blame for instilling the steering wheel onto the in the ditch or on the side of the road? Who do you blame? Do you blame the passengers, people in the passenger seats, or do you blame the one that's driving? More than likely, when they pull you over in a car and you hit somebody and the rest of the people in there is innocent, guess what they're gonna do? The person that was driving is more than likely the one that they're going to make them pay for the crime. So the point I'm making is the person that's driving the car is the one that actually controls the car. The other people just sitting in the car. They driving in the car, but they have no control over how they instill that steering wheel. Whether it go off the side of the road, or whether it go in a ditch, or they run the car in a ditch, or down a deep, steep cliff. Whose fault is that at that point? The person that's driving. So they not gonna blame the people that don't have their hands on the wheel, they're gonna blame the one that's controlling it. Think about that. Are you gonna take the damn car to jail in a prison system, or are you gonna take the person in the car that's controlling the vehicle, that's call itself breaking they quote unquote laws, right? They not gonna do nothing to the damn car. They not gonna take and shoot the damn car up because it wouldn't serve no damn purpose. They going to get the person in the car that's controlling the car. So what I'm saying is you can't blame the physical car because it's just a image. You can't blame the car for the person who controlling the car. So they gonna get the person inside the car and make him pay for the crime. Not to say we're gonna lock this car up. You can't do that. That's the same way it is with the government controlling this world. You don't. I don't blame my people in the African American community and myself and my people for the stuff that we go through. Me and my people and my African so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American people. I'm not gonna turn. If you hear me talk about a problem and addressing a problem in our African American community, so-called Black, Hispanic, whatever community, I'm not going to say anything unless I blame the people who control the community. Esau, you got to put the blame on the ones that actually that controls everything in the world. That wouldn't make no sense. That'll be stupid. Other words, my statements would be pointless because you got to go and get the origin of where everything started from. If somebody get into an argument, if the so-called if Esau arrived up and asked what happened and they trying to take a report, they gonna want to write down a report of what happened. Tell me what happened. Tell me what happened from the beginning. Right? So when in dealing with the issues in my community, like as far as if getting rejected by a sister, um, not stuff like that, all these different things. I can't really put all the blame. Not really. I know I can't put all the blame because all of the problems that is in our community, Esau, all these people, they are contributed to all these problems that is in our African American community. The main people that control the top people that control this world, right? The same people that control this world, you know? The people that control this world, I got to go back to the roots and explain where it come from. Me just sitting up and just speaking on my African American community and saying things happening because of them, how you realize how stupid that would be? So, with that being said, I got to go back in the beginning of time and find out and let my people know where all this stuff come from. Pedophilia, all this type of stuff. Everything, all who is the author of these things. You got to bring all that up in order to get a good understanding of what's going on. Because you can't sit up here. I would never sit up here and call my people criminals when I know they had nothing to do with being trained into being a criminal. Just imagine how stupid and how retarded that shit is. I would never blame my people because they commit certain crimes and stuff like that and sit up here and um, call my people the worst criminals in the world and saying they the devil. Hell no, my people are not the enemy. My people is not the devil. My people are Israelites, the children of the Most High God. We represents the people of that book. You see what I'm saying? So I can't do that when we've been living in these communities, born into this world poor, born over here in America, Canada, poor, brought our ancestors over here poor. So I can't blame myself for walking in this society and walking in a and living in poverty, and then just go to just taking it out on the people in my community and stuff like that, because that wouldn't be right. I have to talk about the main one at the center, the head that controls everything. That's the one that's responsible for all this chaos and all the stuff that goes on around here. It's Esau. So what would be my point? And just sitting up here degrading my own sister, my brother, and like they this and they that, when the people who created the problem, the the reason why people are going through the stuff that they're going through, Esau, the people that's the head, they contributed to a lot about our people going through these things, and like narcissistic, schizophrenic, bipolar, and all these different things. They contributed to all of that, not us. You see what I'm saying? We did. We can't sit here and blame. I'm not blaming my people for none of these things. You blame the people who created the problems. So that's all I wanted to say for right now. But I'm gonna come back and talk on that topic some more, where people be Esau be talking about, well, I'm just doing my job. No, you just naturally you Esau, and you just it's just in your DNA, your blood is to be evil and go around and just throw this these manipulating words out to justify the the unjustness that you're doing against my people and to me as well and my people. That's what I'm talking about, to us, to my family, to looking at us, seeing us as a threat. But when we the one been living at the bottom all out, how y'all gonna be scared of how the so-called white man, so-called white woman gonna be scared of us when we passing by and they just get in their car and they hear them jumping in and lock their doors and stuff? How in the hell y'all gonna do that? Y'all scared of us, but y'all took and brought us over here. Y'all ancestors did this. Y'all scared at everything, but y'all control everything. Y'all and look, they got all these guns, all that stuff. How you gonna be scared of somebody? You got everything in the world. You control the whole world. This is your kingdom. You ain't got no bit. What you scared of? That don't even make no sense. Our people is the one locked up and fill up these prison systems here in America. But y'all scared of us. When y'all turn around in essence dump and bump poisons over here. We didn't do that. So I'll be back, y'all. I'll see y'all later. The video is entitled Esau lied. I am just doing my job. Crafty. That's right. Esau lied. I am just doing my job. Crafty. That's the title. That's what they do. They speak crafty counsel. They come together and be in there and talking to each other amongst themselves. I heard them say it in a video today. No, wait a minute. They Esau say in secret. They don't let they don't let nobody hear. Make that money. Give them that ticket. I saw a video like that today. Go ahead and make that extra money. Look, have a dog. It's to sniff the damn car to see if he got any dope in the car. When they be going back to their car like they're running your license, I mean your license or your ID to see if you got any kind of charges or anything like that. They be doing that to see. Um, they know what's going on, whether you fit of being an Israelite and fit the curses and stuff. But Esau, when like all this stuff about going to get a DNA test and stuff like that, Esau would never tell nobody that you are. If he know really that you're an Israelite, they is not going to come up and they not going to tell you that. They not going to come up and tell you, okay, oh, you want to find out whether you're Israelite or not? Okay, no, they not going to tell you that. Hmm. So I guess I didn't kept this out long enough. I didn't think I was gonna get up close to 30. It's finna be 30 minutes in this video in a minute. So I'm finna get up out of here and I'm gonna see y'all later, man.